Gordon. Perfect. Go through. Mitchell with it up top. They trail by 2.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Russell. A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Go on their run. Jay, how reliant is Utah on the Frenchman?
I would say pretty heavily, considering he's the reigning NBA Defensive Player of the Year. This team has to win it on the defensive end. That is the mentality of the Utah Jazz.
Domantas Sabonis trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 72%. Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Mitchell with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Baseline drive. Hassan Whiteside rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Stuffs it down with authority. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Hassan Whiteside with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Yes, D'Angelo Russell. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Old school equals high percentage.
Now whistle and a timeout for Utah as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Conley. Knocked loose. That's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. To Conley. And the basket good at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Russell. To Whiteside. It's Jazz ball. Deep right corner. Conley. His first effort off the mark. Russell with it up top. His team up by 7. Whiteside. To Redick. Rudy Gobert swats it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Nothing going here on that drive. Russell. Down to 5 on the 24. Has a look. Sabonis can't connect.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Gets was impressive and abuses the rim with the slam.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Russell to Gordon. No good. Mitchell with it up top. Down 5. And the finish at the rim.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Big finish at the rim.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
The Pelicans will take the timeout as still discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Russell to Aaron Gordon. Rebounds taken by Udo. Conley into the front court. They're down 3. Oh, not a good pass as the Pelicans come up with it. And draws the foul.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Yusuf Nurkic at the line for 2 shots. Numbers not in his favor, 61% for his career. First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2. Conley into the front court. They can get a 2 for 1 if they play this right. Deep left corner. Joe Ingles down low for Udo. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Over and back.
Baby, you can't turn that ball over like that.
Finger roll, finishing with finesse. Footer at the buzzer, and it's no good as time runs out on the first quarter of play. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Nothing going here on that drive. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. Jazz have the ball. Grayson Allen to Joe Ingles. Going to launch beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball.
To Joe Ingles. Count the bucket for 2.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Oh, the slam popped out. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Count the basket inside.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
To Davis. And scores. Strong take.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Nothing going here on that drive. To Joe Ingles. shot from the lane won't go.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Mitchell with the basketball. Leads just a point. Almost. And he's not getting the call. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact. Focusing. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Knocked loose. Jazz pick it up.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
2 minutes left in the second.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out. It goes down.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Jazz will take a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Gobert.
1 minute remaining in the second quarter.
You talk about forcing things up. Too much pressure that time. Oh, you could sense that coming.
There is a premium market for players with that type of hand-eye coordination.
Knocked loose. Pelicans have it. So important to take care of the basketball. Easy two on the other end after the turnover.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Redick with it. It's a one-point game as we approach halftime. Off the assist.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. The drive right to the basket. Hassan Whiteside sends it away. Driving right to the basket. Hassan Whiteside sends it away. So a tight one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to Orlando where we say hello to Jalen Rose.
Fellas.
A lot of intrigue to come in this second half. A one-point game as we resume play here in the third quarter. Hassan Whiteside tips it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Redick. From long range. Can't go down. Smothering defense. Gets it to go. Could have, but it worked. Won't go down. Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. To Russell. Slams it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Conley into the front court. His guys now down by a point. Now pass stolen by the Pelicans.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Redick. That's how you defend. Works it to Gordon. Around the perimeter to Redick. Trying to cash in. Redick with a shot, no good.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Oh, a whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Knocked loose. That's out. Last touch by Domantas Sabonis. So possession stays with the Jazz. Tough make through traffic.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Russell to Whiteside. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Hassan Whiteside at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Not the best career mark, 62%. Utah with the possession. Gets a look, can't hit. To Whiteside, and finishes strong. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Conley into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Has a chance. Jumper's good.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Russell to Aaron Gordon. That's out. Last touch by Rudy Gobert. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Hassan Whiteside snatching it out of the air. Russell into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Yes, D'Angelo Russell looking good. 4 for 5.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Hassan Whiteside with the block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Russell. Shot from in close, no good. To Conley.
I got ball.
Goes to the right side. Hassan Whiteside pins it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Whiteside. Gordon to Whiteside. Stuffs it down with authority.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
To Conley. Curling inside. Mike Conley. 3 for 6 now.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Conley. Short jumper off the mark. To Gordon. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys trail by 10. taken by the Pelicans. Yes, D'Angelo Russell. He's now 5 for 6. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. It's been all Pelicans so far. It's the Pelicans with the basketballs. We start the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Here comes the screen. Down low for Gobert. And the finish. Slam dunk.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players...
Screen coming. Russell to Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Russell. Work it down to Nurkic. Nice pass to set things up.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Has a look. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Nothing going here on that drive. Nurkic to Whiteside. A big finish at the rim. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
And the 2. Rudy Gobert cashes in.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
Trying to cash in. Wide open look won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
To Russell. Able to convert inside.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Russell. To Aaron Gordon. Yes, Aaron Gordon. He's now 4 for 6.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Utah ball. Almost, and he's not getting the call. To Gordon. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Drives, but a shot won't go down. To Russell. Nice finish at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Scores from the post.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Off the mark.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
They'll let one fly from half court. It's the Pelicans who come away with the victory as they